Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Priti. For those of you who are new here, I am a photographer based out of Manchester here in the UK. I will give you a heads up, the baby is asleep right now. If for any reason he decides to wake up and starts crying, I'll have to pause I'll be back. So yeah, I'm a music photographer and I also have experience in working with portrait sessions, weddings, events, and quite a few different areas. So today's video, I thought I would do something on how to plan for a photo shoot. One of the things that I get asked quite a lot is how do you plan it? So why not make a video about it? So this will be applicable to different types of photo shoots, so whether it be band portrait session or working with a model, or even bride and groom sort of engagement shoots. This is very much something that you could use. So the first thing, step one, would be to get the concepts for the photo shoot. So I'm going to run with band photography here as an example. So the first thing would be getting those questions answered as to, do you have a concept for the photo shoot? Do you have a stylist on board for the photo shoot to get an idea of the figures and things, clothes that they're going to be using for the photo shoot, and any props that they may want to use, anything that gives you an idea of the direction that they wish to take the photo shoot into. Normally, whether it be a model that you're working with or bands, they'll have a concept and a direction that you need to aim for. So for example, if you're working for like an album artwork shoot or a PR session for marketing, what have you, they'll have clear guidelines and a specific brief that you want to work with. So that would be step one. Figure out the concept and which direction you're going to take the shoot into. The second one is, it ties in with the what first. So once you've figured out what the concept is for the photo shoots, you can go ahead and arrange either a location for this photo shoot to take place, or you can book a studio. So you've got two different photo shoots, generally speaking, when it comes to these types of things. You're either going, I can't get my words out, you're either going to work on location with the model or the band, or you're going to work in a studio with them to create something that's a bit more in a controlled environment. Once you've got a indication of whether it's location or studio, step three is going to be obviously to book in the location or the studio. Really simple stuff. In terms, if it's the first time that you're doing something like this, you may just need to ring the location up. So by location, it could be a venue that you're choosing to use. In the case that it is a venue, you would have to ring a member of the management or team member at the venue and ask them, would it be okay to use the specific venue for a photo shoot? If so, are there any costs involved? That element of things. In the case that you are working out on location, you may need a permit, depending on what you're shooting. If it's sort of like a recce place and not somewhere that's kind of like touristy, etc., etc., you probably won't need something, but it's best to check with the local authorities. And in the case that you are working, or the shoot's going to be taking place in a studio, you would of course go ahead and book the studio time in. So ring the studio up, ask them how much it would be for whatever time it is that you want at the studio. It's always nice to do some research, and maybe if you're still sort of starting out, or even if you've still got a lot of experience behind your belt, it's nice to get like a database together of everyone that you speak to. So for future reference, if you need to reach out to them, you'll have a relationship with them already, and you can go ahead and just ring them up or whatever in the future, and it makes that a little bit easier going forward. So that would be the third, would be sort out your studio or your venue. Step four would be to make sure that the band or the model has the outfits in place for the photo shoot. So one of the things that a lot of people don't necessarily realise at first, again, it depends on the client that you're working with. So if you're working with someone that doesn't necessarily have any experience with photo shoots, they won't know that hair and makeup, for example, or just something simple as an outfit can really make or break a photo shoot. You may get a scenario where they've not thought about their Outfits, I've had that happen on a few occasions when I was first starting out, which of course just means that maybe the photos aren't going to turn out as well as you'd like, and they're not going to be happy, you're not going to be happy. So it's definitely imperative to kind of get that out in communication, figure out your outfits, any props, as I mentioned before, for the photo shoot. Make sure that they bring them with on the photo shoot there. Once you've got your sort of outfits and hair and makeup sorted, on the day of the photo shoot itself, so step 5, I guess, would be to make sure that you are there on time, ahead of everybody else as a photographer. Doesn't matter if you're going to be working on location or in studio, you just want to make sure that you're there. This is, you know, your booking at the end of the day. Photographer should always be the first person to turn up, in my opinion. And once you're there, doesn't matter if your client's late or you know, whatever's happening. It's just to make sure that obviously you're taken serious as a professional, and they know that you're not just a time waster and so forth. And timekeeping is, in essence, whether you're freelancing or running your own business, self-employed, whatever you want to label yourself. So definitely be, you know, right on time, ahead of people, and ready to go. And have, you know, in the instance that you're taking, say, 2 cameras with you, make sure your batteries are loaded up, your memory cards are loaded up, you've got your backup batteries, backup memory cards. In the instance that you're in a studio, make sure that you've got your, you know, your lighting set up, make sure that you're happy with everything that is working. I've had a couple of scenarios where I've gone in and had issues with the lighting, which has later affected the photos and so forth. So definitely plan ahead and be prepared for just something going wrong. Always think to yourself, in the worst case scenario, can we do this photo shoot? The answer is yes, then you are all good. Totally good. After you've done the photo shoot, it is a post-production part of things, so I'm not going to go into this part of it because it's not really planning for a photo shoot. So I think that basically covers it all. So the 5 sort of areas that we covered was, number 1, obviously figuring out the concept for the photo shoot. Once you've got your concept, you can then go ahead and book your venue or location or studio, depending on where you want to shoot. Once you've done that, make sure you've got your hair and makeup artists on board for the photo shoot. Going on from that, just make sure on the day of the photo shoot, you've got your time and date, you've got your, you know, everything's in place. Just arrive early, on time, ahead of everybody else, to make sure that it's super professional on your behalf. I hope that has helped. It was just a short video. Just kind of wanted to go through a bit of the workflow that I kind of experienced when dealing with portrait sessions, with bands. And again, as I say, this can be applied to bride and groom pre-wedding photo shoots and model photography as well. So once you've got one flow going on, you can definitely transfer it across to different parts of the photography fields if you like. So I hope you guys have found this useful. If you have any questions, do leave a comment below. It would be great to hear from you. I also have a freebie that I'm giving away at the moment. If you guys sign up to my mailing list, which I will link down below, you'll get a freebie which is based on 5 steps in your photography business that you can take to turn you into a successful photographer. It's basically the 5 steps that's really helped me since day 1. And obviously when you're in the moment, you don't see it for what it is, but looking back and looking at the sort of things that I used to get started as a photographer, it's definitely tips that you can apply to your photography journey and your business and your freelance work. So I'll leave the link down below. Be sure to subscribe to the mailing list if you want that, and that will be in your inbox. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on this channel. If you'd like to see any specific videos, do let me know, and The baby's crying, so I'm going to wrap it up now. Bye for now, guys.